Yo, YBBK here. In this video, I'll be taking a look at the new Round 2 Jris 65. Most of you have probably heard of this board as it rode the entry keyboard hype last year started by the QK65. At the time, it was referred to as the new entry king for its apparent higher build quality and acoustics by many viewers. Round 2 keeps the same 155 USD base price but adds 11 new case colors and 3 new weight finishes. The JST cable has also been extended for easier installation and the screws have been upgraded to a stronger material. The biggest addition, in my opinion, would be the introduction of a non-flex cut PCB. There were various complaints regarding the original due to a thin, lifeless sound, especially in the no foams configuration. This was mainly due to the flex cuts across the PCB. It seems that this is the trend these days to allow for a softer timing feel. In my opinion, the benefit isn't worth the trade-off in sound. Anyways, before I get to the unboxing, a quick word from my sponsor, PCBWay. Before we continue, a quick shout out to our sponsor, PCBWay. As your one-stop shop for all things DIY tech, PCBWay is a leader in PCB manufacturing, offering advanced prototyping, manufacturing, assembly, and population services. They specialize in custom PCBs, including flexible or rigid or multi-layered variations, and they have a wide range of additional services, including CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, and injection molding. With many sub-options available under each service, PCBWay allows you to customize your project to fit your specific needs. For instance, they offer various materials, finishes, and precision levels for CNC machining. Their website and ordering process are user-friendly, and the pricing is highly competitive. Plus, they're currently offering up to 60% off your next project. If you don't want to miss out on this offer or want to learn more, check out the link to their website in the description. Anyways, back to the video. The board comes in a carrying case with all its contents inside. The accessories are located in the upper half within a pouch. It contains a braided coil USB-C cable, miscellaneous items such as the case feet, battery foam, and 2 types of mounting gaskets, silicone socks, which are little nubs, and silicone jackets, which cover the whole top. The kit will come default with a plate of your choice, including polycarbonate, POM, FR4, and aluminum. A brass option is also available as an add-on. Here, I received the PC plate. It features various flex cuts, and as expected, is quite flexible. Next is the foams kit, including PE foam, plate foam, and case foam. All are made from dense porous material. As for the PCB, it comes with a layer of pre-cut tape. For this unit, I requested to try the 1.6mm wired non-flex cut PCB. The 1.2mm flex cut wired PCBs and both hot swap and solder will still be offered, with all of them featuring support for QMK via. A Bluetooth flex cut PCB will be available as well, with third-party software support. All hot swap PCBs will use KL hot swap sockets. One unique aspect is that the mounting tabs are located on the PCB rather than the plate, which opens up the possibility for plateless builds. However, it is recommended that this configuration only be used with solder PCB, as hot swap and plateless usually lead to instability. For all wired variants, multi-layout will be supported for further personalization. With that out of the way, we can move on to the case itself. The one I have here is in the black, a limited edition colorway featuring golden chamfered edges, which in my opinion allow for a classier and distinct look. The hanging clip side profile is quite typical of other designs, but is a classic look. Just like on round 1 units, the build quality this time is also as pristine. The anodization is incredibly smooth with no visible imperfections. Another notable factor is that the Jris 65 is entirely CNC aluminum compared to the QK65, which uses an injection molded bottom case to cut costs. Flipping the case over, the aesthetics are just as impressive. It features a 2-piece weight design, which reminds me of the TGR Jane, and comes in 7 PVD and 3 anodized finishes. The one I have here is in black PVD and is absolutely stunning. The Jris logo is laser etched into the middle, which I think is a unique touch. However, it is an incredible fingerprint magnet and can scratch with relative ease. As long as you're careful, it should remain fine. Before moving on, I installed the 4 rubber feet. I started off the build with stabilizers. I was originally gonna go with TX stabilizers, but noticed that they didn't clip in properly. Then I remembered that the PCB I have here is 1.6mm, while the stabilizers are designed for 1.2mm. With that in mind, I installed a set of WUK stabilizers, but noticed that they're incredibly bad after finishing the build. There was a bunch of rattling and the wires were unbalanced. My reasoning was because they are prototype units that came with my Zoom 75. Left unsatisfied, I ordered a new set of TX stabilizers for 1.6mm PCBs. This was actually the new 4th gen design, which claims to be almost perfect. Still, I went through with the usual tune of wire balancing and lubing the housings and wires. After clipping them all in, they worked flawlessly. Keep in mind, I did this after the initial build, so moving on, you'll still see the WUK stops. I layer on the PE and plate foam along with the PC plate and move on to the switches. The choice for this build would be the linear wisteria switches sent over by EpoMaker. They're quite unique for the POM Teflon blended stems and polycarbonate nylon blended housings. 20mm extended springs are also used for a snappy responsive typing feel and a nice middle ground bottom out force of 45 grams. They do come factory lubed and are relatively smooth with limited spring ping stock. Once installed, I fit on the gasket socks connect the JST cable, seat the case foam, and assemble the board. For the final piece, KBD fans sent me their new golden katakana keycap set. Like other PPT fan sets, it comes in really nice aesthetic packaging. It's made of ABS material and is cherry profile. The main legends are double shot, while the katakana sub-legends are UV printed. Both are sharp and consistent throughout. The golden sub-legends should pair really well with the board's golden chamfered edges. Quickly installing them, here are the sound tests. Overall, this board is on the higher pitched end regardless of the configuration, but there is noticeable hollowness without foams. I even tried force breaking the case to see if it would alleviate the issue, but nothing changed. However, the non-flex cut PCB helps retain a lot more liveliness and character. It's louder and more pronounced, which is especially noticeable in the no foams configuration. As for the gasket socks and jackets, I'd say that the main difference lies in the spacebar. The socks produce a more rounded, clear sound, while the jackets produce a sharper, hollower sound, which to me is quite unpleasant. Aside from that, another marginal difference is that the socks lead to a slightly higher pitched sound. Once again, these features are accentuated with the no foams configuration. I would recommend at least adding case or plate foam to help combat the hollowness, and gasket socks on the bottom middle mounting tab to salvage the spacebar. One thing I wanted to mention is that the PCB has minimal bounce, most likely due to the shallow bottom case and stiff silicone gaskets. When typing, it does feel slightly stiffer compared to other boards such as the QK65 and Zoom 65. However, it's important to mention that these boards have flex-cut PCBs, and honestly, to me, this isn't really a big deal as it's not to the point where it's uncomfortable to type on. But the stiff gaskets might be one of the aspects causing hollowness. As for the design, I say it's relatively conservative. It follows the entry board trend of adding some sort of coated back weight to help create the idea of a more premium board. Although I understand that the focus of entry board is not aesthetics, I feel like these looks are getting a bit saturated, and a bit of creativity will help freshen up the market. In all fairness, the special golden chamfered edges and two-piece back weight are a unique aspect, but are minor changes. In short, I believe it's not a bad design by any means, but nor is it something that would easily catch my attention. Overall, for 155 USD, it's hard to go around with what you get. It's a solid board all around from the build quality, unboxing experience, design, and sound. Keep in mind the stabilizers are not included like the Zoom 65 or QK65, however I think it's fair to say that they put the money saved back into the board. This brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it or I was able to help you out, consider leaving a like or subscribing. It really helps the channel out.